Sign it. Mother slapped the printed form on the kitchen table. The heading screamed, Scholarship Declination Form. My heart stopped. Bianca's brand is taking off. She needs you. College is a distraction you can't afford. I stumbled back, tears already blurring my vision. My future. My sister Bianca stepped forward, not with sympathy, but with a contract. You'll be my personal manager, 10% of profits after you've proven yourself. It's more than fair. I was being offered a pittance to bury my dreams. I looked at my father, Arthur, but he just stared at his plate. The word fair echoed in the silent kitchen, feeling like the biggest lie I had ever heard. I was being erased, and my own family was holding the pencil. My name is Annabelle Jessie Rossi, but in this family, I'm just Anya. I was always the bookworm, the quiet one with my head in the stars, dreaming of becoming an astrophysicist. I'd worked so hard for that full-ride scholarship to Northwood University. Bianca was the star, a glamorous social media influencer with a booming lifestyle brand, Bella Vitti. Our mother, Diana, was her ruthless manager and biggest fan. My father was a kind man, but his voice was always a whisper in our house, drowned out by Diana's iron will. In that moment, I felt more invisible than ever before. Diana laid out a color-coded spreadsheet on the table. It proved with cold, hard numbers how my earning potential with Bianca, plus the saved cost of my dorm, outweighed the speculative value of a degree. She pointed at graphs and projections, making my dream of studying the cosmos feel childish and frivolous. My protests about my future were met with a sharp, "Don't be emotional, Anya. This is business." She made it sound so logical, like she was trading stocks, not trading my life away. I felt my dreams shrinking, becoming small and unimportant under her calculating gaze. I was promised my own small apartment in the city if I did this for just 1 year. Just 1 year to get her on her feet, my mother had said, her voice softening for a rare moment. I held on to that promise like a lifeline, a tiny light at the end of a very dark tunnel. It was the only thing that made the impossible decision feel temporary. I imagined a space of my own, a door I could close, a life where I wasn't just Bianca's shadow. That single promise was the only reason my trembling hand picked up the pen. The first time Bianca called me at 2 a.m. because a brand deal needed a genius-level pitch by 7 a.m., I did it. Exhausted, I fueled myself with coffee and wrote a brilliant campaign. She presented it as her own the next morning and got a standing ovation from our mother. "That's my girl," Diana had beamed. I stood in the doorway unseen. My genius had become her sparkle. The praise that should have been mine was lavished on her, and a small, bright part of my spirit dimmed that day. This was my new normal. I casually suggested a stargazing night-themed photo shoot to Bianca. I told her it was authentic and would connect with her audience. She dismissed it with a wave of her hand. 2 weeks later, she pitched the exact idea to a major telescope company, calling it her brainchild. When I gathered the courage to confront her, she just smirked. "You should be flattered. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery." She walked away, leaving me standing there, my own idea hanging in the air between us, now belonging to her. My 10% of profits never materialized. Whenever I asked, Diana explained that reinvestment into the business meant there were no profits to share. I was completely trapped. I had no salary, no savings, and was entirely dependent on them for food and shelter. The promised apartment was never mentioned again, as if our conversation had never happened. I was a prisoner in my own home, my labor free, my spirit slowly breaking under the weight of their lies and my own powerlessness. Using the public library's computers, I started a secret blog under a pseudonym, The Silent Analyst. It was my outlet, my secret classroom where I critiqued marketing campaigns and analyzed branding strategies with a sharp, honest eye. It was my small act of rebellion. Slowly, it gained a cult following. People appreciated its anonymous, no-nonsense insights. In that digital space, my voice mattered. My opinions were respected. It was the only place where I was still Anya, the thinker, not just Anya, the assistant. They went to Bali for a brand retreat. I was left behind to mind the store, handling all customer service, scheduling, and putting out fires. The photos they sent to the family group chat were of them laughing on a pristine beach, drinks in hand. "Wish you were here," Bianca had texted, a hollow sentiment. I was in my childhood bedroom, eating cold pizza alone while answering angry emails from a delayed shipment. The distance between their world and mine had never felt wider or more painful. I overheard Diana on the phone with a friend one evening. Anya, oh, she's fine. She never had Bianca's drive or ambition. This is the best use of her skills. Honestly, she's lucky we keep her around. The word lucky felt like a physical blow, knocking the air from my lungs. All my hard work, all my silent sacrifices, reduced to me being lucky for the scraps from their table. I slid down the wall outside her door, hand over my mouth, stifling the sob that threatened to escape. On the eve of what would have been my college graduation day, a deep sadness settled over me. I broke down and asked my mother about maybe taking online courses, about finally starting my life.